All right, ladies and gents, there's a lot going on around our running back coach. And look, information's pouring in. A certain fan favorite is probably 99.9% on his way out the door at this point. There's a leading candidate in house now, someone who's interviewing. I don't know if I should have called him a lead candidate. That might be a little premature, but certainly someone who has taken an interview that has a solid name and a coaching background. So without further ado, guys, today I'm going to break down the running back, coach options here post Duce Staley, which is a little hard to say, guys. I'm not going to lie to you. All right, let's get into it. What's up, Eagles Nation? What's going on, NFL world? How you doing, division rivals? This is Steven Hyder with Gate City Sports Channel, the sports channel where the cerebral NFL fan comes for about 10 minutes of daily content. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whenever it is you get around to watching this. Once again, guys, my name is Steven Hyder, and this is Gate City Sports Channel. All right, guys, today's topic, we're talking about the candidates at running back coach. If you guys have been under a rock, which I'm pretty sure you haven't been, but if you have been, news broke this weekend that Duce Staley is pretty much asking for his release from the Philadelphia Eagles, which, look, I celebrate Deuce's career, man. This is a guy that I'm always going to wish success for because I'm a fan. I'm a fan of Duce Staley. Like, I'm just going to be straightforward and honest about that. Like, I wish this guy nothing but the success going forward. Like, I think this dude's going to be really good somewhere. I mean, he was a really great running back coach for us. Like, he's developed a lot of guys over time. He got production out of guys that probably didn't even belong in the league and made them look serviceable. Like, the guy did a heck of a job for the Eagles. I hate that it's ending the way it's ending, but it is what it is, guys. I mean, I'm not gonna harp on this too long, man. It's time to move on, unfortunately. And there's a part of me that wishes that things could have been different, but it is what it is. So let's get on to Nick Sirianni's, kind of search here for running back coach. We got news breaking that we have an interview lined up for, a guy who's been an offensive coordinator. He's been a long-term, running back coach in this league. And, this is a guy that he's got some experience, man. Like, this is a guy who's got a really good track record. And, I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to give you guys I'll give you one internal option and I'll give you 5 candidates. Okay. So without further ado, guys, let's get into all this craziness, guys. Let's talk about the running back coach position and who is available and who is not. Well, not even who's not. We're just going to stick to who's available, guys. I'm tired of making the who's not videos because they get misinterpreted by people. So, all right, guys, let's get it. All right, ladies and gents, the first person up on this list I want to talk about is going to be TJ Paganetti. He's an internal candidate for this, position here. He's been the assistant running back coach, and he's also, I believe he was the assistant run game coordinator as well. TJ Paganetti, he makes sense. Don't get me wrong. I don't know that TJ Paganetti would be my highest of priorities. I think I'd like to kind of keep him in his role as an assistant running back coach, but I wouldn't be shocked to hear that he gets an interview, and I wouldn't be shocked if he becomes the ultimate hire here. I will say, if you guys want to talk about nepotism, which is not really nepotism because it's not like his father or an uncle or anyone who works in the front office, but Paganetti's brother, in reverse, is the linebacker coach, and that's the guy that used to feed Doug Peterson the plays in his headset for the advanced analytics stuff. I'm like, when, what the advanced analytics say for going for it on certain down distances and scenarios. Like, these two guys, these two brothers, I think they were, if I'm not mistaken, guys, I think they were like trained statisticians or something like that played some football and I guess worked their way up. They're on the roster. I think you always kind of have to be aware of candidates like this. So TJ Paganetti, that's the internal candidate, guys. It's a guy that we know. He's got some game design stuff here. He's been with the organization now for a few years. Like, you got to keep your eye on that one. That would probably be the easiest way of kind of resolving this. But I will say, we probably could use a little bit of experience, in this coaching staff. I think we need a few more guys with some experience here. So, it is what it is kind of on that one, guys. All right, I want to get into my second option. This is a guy that we have set up an interview for, and it's someone I'm excited to talk about, guys. So let's get into option number 2. Option number 2, Curtis Modkins. Curtis Modkins is a guy that played in this league. He's, I love it when former players turn around and become coaches. Like, they can bring insight, and I think you start to learn the game at a different level when you coach. It brings a different kind of like understanding of X's and O's of the game. Here's what I'll say. Guy's been a running back coach for a long time, guys. He's been an offensive coordinator twice. He was an offensive coordinator in Buffalo from 2010 to 2012, and then he was the offensive coordinator in San Francisco in 2016. Hey, man, he's a 50-some-year-old guy. He's been around the league. He's been an offensive coordinator. Would be a very experienced hire. A vote of confidence. What can I give you in terms of like, wow, this guy's got talent? And I'm going to give you the good and the bad, guys. So just stick with me. I'll give you the good and the bad. I'll always be as fair as I can be in these assessments for you. All right, Curtis Modkins, Buffalo, kind of stint here as the offensive coordinator. Look, the year prior to him arriving, just judging it from 2009, this is the way the Bills stacked up. 28th in scoring, all right, 16th in the rush, 30th in total yardage, okay? Not a very good offense, right? The year he comes in with the personnel he's handed, we see some marginal gains. Scoring, same thing, 28th, okay? Yardage, he goes up from 30th to 25th. And then in the rushing tank, he does slip a couple of spots from 16 to 18th. But let's look at 2011, his second year in this system now, or with his system being implemented, if you will. 2011. All right, scoring, 14th. Total yardage, 14th. Rushing attack, 13th. So now we're going from rushing attack standpoint, going 16, 18 to 13. We see the improvement under him. 2012 is last year there, okay? In terms of the scoring offense, he came in at about like 19th in the league. It's not great per se, but I'm sorry, in terms of yardage, he came in 19th in the league. In terms of scoring, he came in like 21st. But when you look at his rushing attack, guys, he came in 6th. So his rushing attacks from 18th to 13th to 6th. I mean, this guy makes progress. He develops it. You can see that he's pretty talented at getting production out of his running game, out of his running backs. Like, that's definitely a vote of positivity here for Curtis Modkins. Some other kind of nice little cozy things we can talk about here, guys. In 2016, his 1 year in San Francisco, how did he do? They were the 4th-ranked rushing attack, guys. Not bad. They ranked 4th in the league. In addition to that, guys, they were they ranked 2nd in red zone efficiency while he was there as the offensive coordinator. So 4th-ranked rushing attack, 2nd in offensive efficiency in the red zone. Not bad. This guy's got some credentials, guys. No doubt about it. What is his connection back to Philly? As far as I can tell, guys, I don't know how this guy would possibly know, Sirianni. I don't know that there's a really strong connection there. I mean, it could be, you just know guys from coaching. You know what I mean? Like maybe it's just a Rolodex thing. But I will say that the one guy I know for a fact he has a connection to is that he coached Jordan Howard in 2017 with the Chicago Bears. Jordan Howard rushed for 1,100 yards under his tutelage with the Chicago Bears. Let's take a look at what he did in Denver this year, guys. 2020, Denver was the 13th ranked rushing attack. Okay? They had 2 running backs over 500 yards. Their leading rusher was Melvin Gordon. He had 986 yards, 4.6 yard average, and 9 rushing touchdowns. Philip Lindsay. Philip Lindsay was the 43rd ranked running back. He had 502 yards, a 4.3 yard per average, and a touchdown. All those things look really good, guys. I know that. Stick with me. One caveat here. You always got to be balanced here. The one thing I will say, you look at the passing game, and I do believe that Sirianni is going to want his running backs to catch balls. Philip Lindsay, modest. 32 catches, receptions, 158 yards, and a touchdown. Okay? I'm sorry. Melvin Gordon. Melvin Gordon had 32 receptions, 150 yards, and a touchdown. Philip Lindsay had 7 receptions, 28 yards, no touchdowns. In addition to there maybe being a concern of whether or not, and I have to really dig through every running back he's coached to see if he's ever really produced a heavy, kind of scat back that can receive the ball kind of, ordeal here. I don't know, to be honest, guys, but we can see here in Denver, maybe not the most encouraging thing right now. But stick with me. What I will say is this. Yes, you're going to come across this idea that Melvin Gordon did have a fumbling problem. He lost 4 fumbles on the year in 2020. There are some negatives here, guys. I'm not going to lie. But if you look at the positives, I understand why they're interviewing this guy. This makes a lot of sense. Would I prefer Curtis Modkins over Duce Staley? Probably not. but I'm also not an unbiased opinion on this because I like Duce Staley as a coach. Like, I'm a fan of Duce Staley. Like, I don't know that this is fair, but what I can say is I understand the hire. I mean, the hire would make sense to me. I mean, I don't know. All right, guys, let's move on to number 3. All right, my number 3 candidate, I will admit, fun name to say. I'm not lying you. I'm not lying to you. This is his name. Jim Bob Cooter. I ain't name him, guys. Talk to his mama. Jim Bob Cooter. He spent time with Nick Sirianni in Kansas City in 2012. There's going to be a connection that'll probably be made there by other guys. I'm probably not going to be the only one that brings this to you. I want to tell you right from the jump, guys, he's young. He's young. Some people view him as being a brilliant guy. He's only 36. But I got to be real with you, man. In terms of the running game, I don't know that he'd be the best running back coach candidate, to be quite honest, guys. Let me run through the numbers. Okay, so although he's only 36, he's already been a coordinator before. He was an offensive coordinator for 3 years in Detroit, from 2016 to 2018. Jim Bob Cooter was. Let me read you those numbers, guys. So this is where they ranked in 2016. In terms of rushing offense, 30th. In 2017, rushing offense, 32nd. Rushing offense, 2018, 23rd. Progress, my guy. He leaves Detroit, obviously. That implodes on itself. He ends up in New York with the Jets as the running back coach there. And in 2019, he led the New York Jets with Le'Veon Bell in a 789-yard season, 3.2 yards per average, 3 touchdowns and 52.6 yards per game, all the way to a 32nd ranked rushing offense in the league in 2019. All right, in 2020, this past year. Look, hard to say, guys. I don't know what to say here. Frank Gore put up 653 yards, 2 touchdowns, 3.5-yard average per carry, 43.5 yards per game. That ranked a whole 23rd. Since he has been in charge of running games, whether an O coordinator or a running back coach, we got 1, 2, 3 finishes that are 30th or below, and 2 finishes that were 23. So his highest rank has been 23rd. I don't know, guys. Make of it what you'll make of it. Probably not going to get the biggest vote of confidence from you guys. I'm going to be real. Probably look elsewhere. My number 4 candidate, guys. This is somebody I'm kind of excited to talk about. This is someone I'm interested in, right? I mean, I think I put him up there with Curtis Modkins, like as being like a really, really good running back coach, and that's Mark Ridgley. Mark Ridgley has been with the Chargers for, I think, almost 10 years, guys. I mean, it's been a while, 8, 9, 10 years. He's been with that organization for a long time, guys. I'm really interested in Mark Ridgley just because I know what he's done with guys like Austin Eckler and even like, I think what was that kid's name? Joshua Kelly this year or whatever. Like, he's done a really good job. Like, Austin Eckler turned into be like one of the really premier, all-purpose backs, kind of like a scat back out there. And I think if anyone, like where we could criticize like Curtis Modkins for having like a really phenomenal record, but maybe not being the greatest fit with a kind of a scat back receiving back type, I think Mark Ridgley would probably make a lot of sense there. I don't know that his resume is quite as impressive as Curtis Modkins overall, but one might be able to make the argument that Mark Ridgley might be a better fit. If you give me Curtis Modkins or you give me Mark Ridgley, I'd be happy with either one of these guys. I think both of these guys would be really good hires. But, I got to keep going. So what I'm going to give you my 5 and 6, guys. I'm going to give you really contrasting people. I'm going to give you a young up-and-coming guy. I don't know if I would call him young, but he's a college-level guy. And then I'm going to bring you guys a guy that is pretty much retired from the NFL, but clearly has coached before with, Sirianni, but we'd be asking a retread to come back. So I'll give you those contrasting styles to finish up at 5 and 6. All right, guys. Finishing up here. I'll give you the retread that I'm talking about. Ollie Wilson, man. Started his career way back in 1991 as a running back coach, man. He coached from 1991 to 2016. He was with the San Diego Chargers recently. So that's where the connection comes in with Sirianni. Ollie Wilson Look, man, I have no clue how old this guy is, man. It's really hard to find information on some of these guys. He's older. Um, he's been out of football for 4 seasons. Would he ever even consider coming back? I don't know. But if you got yourself in a situation and you know this guy, maybe you have a personal relationship with him, maybe you can get him to coach a guy up like TJ Paganetti for a year or so, and then let him kind of go off into the sunset. Or you guys might be like, Gabe, let this poor man stay in retirement. I mean, come on, man. 1991 to 2016, let this man retire happy. I get it. But I got to go deep in these searches, guys. I got to try to find the connections, and clearly I ran across this connection, guys. So, all right, I'm going to go to my sixth connection, final connection, the opposite here of Ollie Wilson, if you will. My sixth and final connection, guys, is going to be Curtis Looper. So Curtis Looper is currently the running back coach at Mizzou. Curtis Looper had been an offensive coordinator. He's coached wide receivers. He's coached running backs all at TCU. So what I'm trying to tell you, and I've told you this in a previous video, is he has a connection back to Jalen Reagor. And obviously you know that members of the front office were probably reaching out to his agent. Were probably reaching out to him himself to get a feel and discuss what they felt about Jalen Reagor. So like I wouldn't, I would say that there could be a legitimate chance he's already built a somewhat small step of a relationship here. I'm not saying this is a strong relationship, but it's not like they're complete strangers. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure they did some time to go back and talk to him about Reagor. Curtis Looper, he's known as more of a recruiting guy in the NCAA. I don't know that he's necessarily the guy you look to for developing running backs per se, but definitely a guy that, he's a name. He's got the name. He's got familiarity with one of our players. I think that they probably have reached out to talk to him at least once. So, potentially, I don't know. But these are the 6 guys that I came across in my research, guys. So, let me get to my final thoughts here. Final thoughts. My final thoughts are the situation sucks. I didn't want to lose Duce Staley. I didn't. He's a great coach. Got to move on, though, guys. He's gone now. I mean, it sucks. I wish this guy nothing but success. I just hope this situation works, guys, because it's going to be really hard to shake the ghost of Duce Staley if he goes on to have a very successful head coaching career, something like that kind of shakes out of this. And in 3 or 4 or 5 years, we're back to square one again doing this. That'll be my concluding thoughts. I'm hoping this stuff works out. I do like the coaching selection so far, guys. I'm not down on anything. Please don't mistake what I'm saying here. With that said, guys, let me know your thoughts. Do you know anyone I missed, guys? If I'm missing guys you know about, please let me know. Leave the comments down below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'm out.